Thank you. Oh girl, you blow my mind. I know what I would like to do, but you just keep on talking. I see your dog needs walking. Your folk drive you insane. I know, yeah, that's true. Of course, you ain't the one to blame. Keep on talking to me. You keep on telling me your dreams. You keep on talking to me, but I just wanna see you move. Yeah, I just wanna see you move. I just wanna see you move. Yeah, I just wanna see you move. Sure, I like to listen. It's not like I don't wanna know. It's just that you've been talking to me 3 nights in a row. I think it's time to let go. Forget the past, just lose control. 'Cause life's too short for yapping. Come on and dance, come give me soul. You keep on talking to me. You keep on talking to me. You keep on talking. You keep on talking to me. You keep on telling me your dreams. You keep on talking, but I just wanna see you move. I just wanna see you move. I just wanna see you move. I just wanna see you.
Here we go, put this miserable song on repeat. 'Cause you seem to forget how much you are hurting me. Do what's right, you say you will, but then you don't. You just don't. You don't care, 'cause you don't take me seriously. What's there to repair if you don't wanna talk to me? You should know your time is up, I'm out, I'm done. So I'm putting you on a lifetime sentence, and you'll no longer feel my presence. So you thought I would let this slip. Thought you knew me so much better. You're on a lifetime sentence, so now you never feel my presence. So you thought I would let this slip. Thought you knew me so much better. So you thought I would let this slip. Thought you knew me so much better. Yeah, yeah. So you thought I would let this slip. No, that's right. Your words don't mean a thing to me. Sleepless night, your love has left us incomplete. Thinking that your promises will fit so loud. No, that's right. So I'm putting you on a lifetime sentence, and you'll no longer feel my presence. So you thought I would let this slip. Thought you knew me so much better. You're on a lifetime sentence, so now you never feel my presence. So you thought I would let this slip. Thought you knew me so much better. 'Cause I don't. So you thought I would let this slip. Thought you knew me so much better. Oh no. So you thought I would let this slip. So I'm putting you on a lifetime sentence, and now you never feel my presence. So you thought I would let this slip.
know what I'm getting into.
Yes.
Yeah. Nothing can stop me.
No.
'Cause I'm addicted to what you and I realize. Lead the way, I follow. No need to say where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all. So tell your good nights, 'cause I'll buy no matter what. Yeah, susceptible now before the moment flies, before it flies. So tell your good nights, 'cause I'll buy no matter what. Susceptible now before the moment flies.
What's going on? What's going on? Shout out to the CIA. What's going on, people? Welcome back. A little rainy here, a little weather here, so you gotta forgive us for trying to get it started here. How we doing tonight, people? How we doing? How we doing? How we doing? Yes, the Red Bull is on deck, as we are going to get this one cracking. Get this one crack-a-lacking for shizzle. So, before we get into it, you know how we do it. We do the roll call. I want to know your city, your gender. Your city, your gender, and your age. City, gender, and age. That's what I want to know. City, gender, and age. Let's get it in here. Let's get the likes up. Oh, we got 1,100 people already. It promises to be a barn burner tonight. But here's what we're going to do, some ground rules. 1, moderators. Pay attention. I don't want any foul language. I don't want any harsh insults. I don't want any, we're going to keep it cool, keep it classy. You know? Because I'm expecting to have several people that are not normally from this side of YouTube. And those people tonight are our welcomed guests. They are our welcomed guests. And I expect you to treat them with courtesy, dignity, and respect. If you cannot do that, then I need to take your wrench back from you. Now, hold on. For the people in my chat room, the normal people in my chat room, understand, there are going to be people over here that normally aren't over here. If you watch my show normally, or watch the broadcast we all do together, understand something. When we have guests, you represent the movement, the like-minded men who are saying that we are above, a cut above. Act like, be the men you know you are. That's the point. Be the men you know you are. I expect this to get contentious. I expect it to get passionate. I expect some of our guests to hear things they typically don't hear on their sides of YouTube, and that's okay. Okay? But that's all right. So, Paris, France in the house. What's going on, man? We've got a lot of people in here tonight. So, how many people are, if you have watched my show, or this is like your first, second time watching. Well, if this is your first time watching, do me a favor. Raise your hand in the chat room. If this is your first time watching, raise your hand in the chat room. I'd like to say hello to you. Welcome. Thank you for coming over. You didn't have to be here, so I appreciate you showing up. And if this is your first time watching, I'd like to know um, your gender. If you type in all caps, you will be blocked, okay? That's what y'all need to know. Stop typing in all caps. Problems I have with red pill spaces. Okay? All right. Mm-hmm. Hey, Kevin Samuels Jr., I need you. No, bro, that's not going to work, man. I mean, I appreciate it, but no, man, I don't want anybody named Junior. Nope. You can't be doing that on my channel. You're going to change your name, man. Let's see what's going on. Mm-hmm. We're going to get into something that was brought up last night. The whole subject of colorism. The whole subject of colorism was brought up last night. And I said, you know what? It's time to do a show on this topic because a lot of women, not an insignificant amount of dark-skinned women use, or not say use, they state colorism as one of the major reasons as to why they can't get a man. Sorry. Here are a lot of women who state it's hard out here for a sister. That when you're a dark-skinned woman, it ain't fair. That's ultimately the sentiment. It's not fair when you're a dark-skinned woman. Okay? And the question of colorism keeps coming up. Here's the definition of colorism. Look down in the description. Discrimination based on skin color, also known as colorism or shadeism. It's a form of prejudice or discrimination, usually from members of the same race, in which people are treated differently based upon social implications, cultural meanings attached to skin color. And the basic premise is darker skinned women don't have a fair chance with high value men. That's really what the caller last night was talking about. If you guys missed it, let's get into it. Oh, here we go again. It bounced all the way back. Sorry, guys. All right. So the question is, do you think your skin color is what it is that's really holding you back? Is it your skin color that's really holding you back? Is it your skin color that's really holding you back? That's the question I want you to ask. Here's some questions. Is it skin color? Or is it individual personal attitude. I need you guys to ask yourself some questions. For the women who say that it's skin color and discrimination against skin color at the top of the list, I need you to ask yourself a question. Individual ladies, are you competitive in what the kind of men you desire want? Meaning high value men. Let's cut to the chase. Women, a lot of women want men who can pay 100% of the bills. Most women don't want to have to work to pay significant bills. Most women want to have 2 or 3 children and have the option to not work. Many don't mind working. Even college educated women, they would like to work with their husband's business or work from home. I get it. In order to have a 3-child household where a woman does not have to work to pay any significant bills, to where where you can live in a middle class, upper middle class neighborhood, gated community, where the kids can go to an upper end public school or a private school, to where the kids can have cars at 16, all go to colleges if they choose to. You can travel and go out of the country and not just going to, come on, we know what this is. The Black American dream. In order to make that, to have a wife and 3 kids, a man is going to need to make around $325,000 a year US Dallas dollars. Dallas, Houston, Austin, Atlanta. That means here, if you're in DC, New York City, LA, you got to double, even triple that. I get it. So making $10,000 a month puts men in the top 10% of men. That's $120,000 a year. That's for you to live comfortably. That's even for a woman to live comfortably. Driving your 4-door sedan. Able to go on your girls' trips. God, ladies, we know what it is. And the men who make that kind of money don't make that kind of money in their 20s. It takes a man to be at least around 35 till you start to making the bulk of your money. Men hit their earning peak between 45 and 55. I need you to ask yourself a question. Are the women who want high value men, are they competitive with what these men want? Some of these women say they can get a man, but why can't they keep a man? And I need you to understand something else. What's going on with Seattle? I've had more women calling in from Seattle that are, college educated, bachelor's, master's, PhD, Black women who come in with this same kind of talking point. Well, I'll say this, Seattle, from the numbers, is one of the best places to find high value Black men in the country. It's in the top 7 cities to find high value Black men. They are there. Well, then why is it that if you are a high value Black woman, why can't you find your high value Black male counterpart in one of the best cities in the country? Well, let's ask some of these questions as we proceed into tonight's show. Let's get into it. Yes.
Kevin?
Yes. Is your first name Juliet?
That's my first name.
All right. Were you in the chat room?
I was in the chat room.
Did you super chat something?
I did.
Okay. What did you super chat?
I super chatted a lot of different things because, Kevin, darker skinned Black women are not given the same treatment like lighter skinned women.
Okay, man. Hold on. First of all, I need you to listen to how many times she's going to call me by my name. Remember the night before? This woman called in on the show last night when I said, ladies, you need better relationship skills. It is annoying for you to call a man by his name. This woman sounds like my mother, or a nagging school mom, or overbearing principal. Kevin. I tell you, every man in the chat room wanted to reach through the computer and just choke her ear bone. already talking to me on my show as if she's going to educate me and teach me something. This woman is 28. I'm 51. She's 28, talking to me like I am 12. But she has a PhD. Before you go and give your speech, how long have you been watching my channel?
I've been watching your channel for about a month and a half now.
All right. Name me the broadcast where I make the differentiation between dark skin and light skin.
You didn't make any
All right. Okay.
But
No, you hold on, ma'am. I need you to understand where you are, ma'am. Be polite to me, I'll be polite to you, okay?
Okay. Sorry, Kevin.
No problem. Where are you from, by the way?
I'm from Seattle, Washington.
Seattle, Washington. And how old are you?
I'm 28.
Okay. A lot of successful black men in Seattle. One of the most successful cities to find high value black men. Do you have one? I just said it. Seattle is one of the best places to find high value black men. Notice she did not dispute that fact. Notice she didn't say, no, it's not. No, what is she going to say?
I don't. And that's because all of the brothers here in Seattle are dating either white women.
All of them, huh? Hold on, ma'am. Julia, you can't say all of them because I have frat brothers and guys I know in Seattle who are dating black women. So that's not true. So let's stop with the hyperbole and have a conversation. You want to do that?
Yes, sir.
Did you go to college?
I did.
Okay. What'd you graduate in?
I graduated with a PhD in computer science.
Computer science, PhD in computer science. When was your last long-term relationship?
It ended 6 months ago.
How long was it?
It ended 6 months ago, and it was only for an 8 months relationship.
Only 8 months. Only for 8 months. So what about the? Have you had one longer than that?
I have. I dated another guy for 3 years.
Okay. Was that during your undergrad or was it during your master's?
It was during my undergrad.
Okay. And is a black man?
Mom was white, dad was black.
Yes, you heard that right. Yes, you heard that right. A colorism proponent who's dating a man who is biracial. Father was black, mother was white. Oh, it gets better. Whoa, wait a minute. Hold. Say again?
His mom was white, the dad was black. So he was biracial.
So that would make him light skinned.
Yes, that was. But the recent guy.
No, I just want to be clear. And you're a dark skinned woman?
Yes.
Okay. And why didn't you and this guy tie the knot?
The reason is because I found something was terribly wrong.
Terribly wrong.
Terribly wrong. He was. I caught him messaging.
Understand? I found something that was terribly wrong. Terribly.
His ex. I asked him about it, and he denied. But
okay, you suspected him of being not faithful?
So Kevin, sorry, I need to clarify. I used the wrong language. He was engaging in inappropriate conversations with his
inappropriate comment, but you had a direct relationship with this man for 3 years. And when did he start?
No, not the one for 3 years. The one that was recent. The one that.
Okay, but I'm asking about the guy for 3 years, the light skinned guy. Why didn't you guys get married?
We didn't get married because he started having a drinking issue.
When?
I mean, the last year of the relationship.
Okay, but you were together for 2 years before he started having a drinking issue.
Yes, that's right.
Why didn't you get married inside the 2 years?
Well, I was in school. He too was doing
You
a
know, the
stressful
funny thing
job.
about college is there's no reason you can't get married in college. It happens all the time. I saw lots of weddings in college. I went to school too. I don't think one thing, they're not mutually exclusive, at least not in Oklahoma. Are they mutually
That's,
exclusive in Washington?
it is not, but I
Oh,
know for
okay.
a fact if I was
Okay.
lighter skinned or I was white,
Hold
maybe
on,
I would
hold
have
on,
been
hold on,
ready.
ma'am. I don't know. You were with somebody for 3 years,
Mhm.
and you're going to tell me about skin tone?
Yeah, yes, I am.
Why?
Because it's a larger phenomenon that we're dealing with in society.
No, no, no. This woman has had 2 relationships, one of 8 months and one of 3 years. And then she wants to go to phenomenons in society, but ask her about your relationship with the guy from 3 years. Notice now there's always going to be something terribly wrong with all of these men. And, but yet you had them. You got to pick them. And it would have been easier if she were lighter skinned. Oh, let this go. I'll just let it go. We'll do comments on the other side unless I just feel compelled to have to stop. Let's talk about
In
what
black,
you no, ma'am.
dark
No, Julia, I
skin,
want to talk about you. I want to talk about you. Because you were in my chat room and I like to talk about to you. See, phenomenon in society, we could talk about scientific phenomenon, we could talk about organic chemistry, we can talk about a lot of things, but that's not very important. Let's talk about you. You were with the guy for 3 years. And you say in the last year he had a drinking problem. Did he actually go get help?
I honestly don't know. I cut off the relationship, and since
All
then,
right. So when you say a drinking problem, was he drinking daily?
yes, that is correct. And
What,
he was, I think, smoking as well.
what do you mean think? This was your
Well,
boyfriend.
he was smoking and he was drinking.
But I mean, was he doing work hours
It
or in
was
the
after
evening?
evenings.
All right, so he was not an alcohol. Okay.
It was, well, no, no,
Oh
no.
no,
It
no,
was
no. Remember now, I used to be an alcohol and drug counselor, so you need to be very careful with who you're talking to. These things mean things. See, I understand how women like to play these things. I want to just understand. This man was with you for 3 years. And you telling me about the last year when it went all through us. Tell me about the first 2 years. Why didn't you guys formalize it during the first? Why not after 6 months? Why not after a year? Why didn't you formalize it?
Well, during the relationship, even very early on, he was talking a lot about engagement rings. But I'm African. He comes from an American culture. In
Okay,
my
hold on,
culture,
ma'am. Hold on, ma'am. Were you guys romantic or intimate?
yes, we were.
Don't give me this African shit. You were fucking him. I had to go there. You notice how that shut her smooth up? Because nobody's ever called a lot of these colorism, like this one, colorism crybaby on their stuff. You were dating a light-skinned man with a black daddy and a white mama. And you're going to talk about engagements and everything else. And he talked about engagement, but why didn't you? I'm from Africa. Oh, but you ain't African enough to keep your legs closed. See, notice how she's speaking down to me. Now, I need you guys to listen to the tone in which she's speaking to me, the word choices, and even at the beginning of the conversation, when it's the cordial get to know you part, oh, no, 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 no. She's going to set me straight. Again, one of the questions is it your skin color or is it your attitude? I need you to ask yourself a question. I've seen many women who talk about colorism, skin color, things like that. And when they engage with black men, I have yet to hear one of them be feminine, cordial, friendly. It's usually, or even worse.
Okay.
Yes. Don't give me this bullshit about being from Africa. The man talked about getting married to you. See, what you came in here trying to give me is all these reasons why women like you can't get relationships, and you've already proven you've had one too. And hold on, ma'am, and you had a relationship with somebody who was light-skinned it.
That is
But if it were the
correct.
other way around, but see, black men aren't supposed to have a relationship with dark-skinned women. I find it funny that women like you, the colorist people, tend to have light-skinned boyfriends. But I don't really matter.
Kevin.
That's no, don't. You don't need to keep saying my name, ma'am. I know it very well. 2 years into the relationship, he wanted to formalize it, but you're from Africa. Go.
Well, I started to see some things with his character, and then what do you know?
Did he
Sooner or
continue to
later,
insert
he
his
developed
penis in you after this, though?
I'm sorry, excuse me, Kevin, what was that?
Did you guys continue to be intimate after that?
After I found out the drinking and the smoking?
No.
I cut it off.
No, ma'am. You said in 2 years you started to notice things, but you were still together another year, so there was sex happening in that other year. Oops.
Correct. And then
Okay, so the things you were noticing didn't keep you from having interaction with him. Because we're both intelligent people, right?
Well, when you
we're
love
both
somebody,
intelligent people. Well, we're both intelligent people. So every time you had sex, you risked pregnancy. And being from
That's
Africa,
correct.
you wouldn't abort, right?
Well, I was young and dumb.
No. You notice how she tried to go? She tried to use the "I was young and dumb," but yet you're a PhD, right? Again, is anyone hearing any reason as to what her skin color has done to hold her back? No. I will not give you that PhD. You cannot come in here and fall on this "I was young and dumb." No. You're a brilliant doctor from Africa. I'm going to hold you to that. If you would have got pregnant, would you have aborted?
Yes, I would have.
Really? So what does being from Africa mean?
It means that our cultures are so different, and there's a way you don't just let your parents meet some random boyfriend. Things have to be.
But you fuck him? Some random boyfriend. 3 years. But you have sex with some random. He wasn't random, ma'am. You were with him for 3 years.
Correct, but he didn't purchase a ring that I could show my parents that he purchased. So
you said he brought up the subject of marriage, and did he? Okay, did he bring up the subject of marriage?
He did, yes.
And were you open to the subject of marriage?
I was open in the beginning, and then after
But in the beginning, when is the beginning? In the 2 years? But then when you stop being open, when?
Once it started to get towards that 3-year mark, and I started noticing the things are just not making sense. I was getting really, really disturbed. So I just cut things off, and I knew I wasn't going to marry him at all, no matter what, because the drinking, the smoking is not something I can deal with.
The drinking and smoking. Now, he was drinking and smoking in the evenings, right?
That's right.
Like lots of people in this country. White men do that all. Hold on. Excessive. What do you mean? How many drinks on an evening?
I mean, it was going through several bottles of hard liquor to the point where
how many drinks in it? Just listen to it. Does this woman sound like she would be easy to speak to? Talking to this woman made me want to start drinking. Is it your skin color? Is it your skin tone? Is it the melanin content? Or is it your attitude? Evening.
Maybe at least seven glasses.
Oh, we got to get the lights up, people. What are we doing?
Maybe
we'll shut this thing down.
Or gin, something.
Ma'am, if this man was going through 7 glasses of... I used to be a bartender too, ma'am. Know who you're talking to. If he was going through 7 glasses of... He would not have been able to function at work or school the next day.
Yeah, look, Kevin, he's a big guy.
Juliet, I know what I'm talking about. Kevin. You're talking about
Kevin.
Don't talk over me, lady. I'm telling you right now. Don't. See, you came in here talking. You just call my. What does it mean when you call Kevin? What does it mean when someone does that? If somebody was talking to you face to face and they said Kevin, what mannerisms are they doing? Aren't they kind of shaking their head like, little boy, you just don't get it. Oh, you're just so dumb. I mean, isn't that a condescending thing to do when you're 28? 28. You're not smarter than me. You don't make more money than me. You're not more accomplished than me. You're nothing more than me. But yet I take that back. If you recall, the two previous sisters that called onto the show, one had the high school diploma and was working at the grocery store and had the bipolar thing, and the other sister who was 3 strokes and 250 pounds. You notice how both of those sisters, in their position, they still were looking down on black men too. So it doesn't matter where you are. For a significant amount of black women look down upon black men at any station. So again, are you competitive for the kind of men you say you want? A high value man, if your phone number is 469, if you call me one more time, I'm going to turn you over to the police. If you are looking for a high value man, these men want women who are feminine, cooperative, friendly, bubbly, good, easy to get along with. This woman sounds like old school Catholic school moms would be like, God damn, lighten up, lady. Is it your attitude? Talking about light skin and colorism. But see, guys, you need to unmute yourself. I don't like when you do that Kevin thing. See,
I'm sorry.
so here's what you need to understand. We've already realized that you had a long-term relationship. And of course, like most women in a long-term relationship, when it doesn't turn out, the man always has to be at fault. Granted. Then the next guy you saw for 8 months, what was wrong with him?
It was, I think I mentioned the text message. He was dating, or he was trying to rekindle something with the ex.
Were you guys monogamous?
We were.
You were monogamous. Where's his ex located? I hope he's with his ex.
In Seattle too with us.
Okay, so she's in Seattle. Please,
Mm-hmm.
You deserve to be happy, brother. And you caught him texting her?
Yes.
She was the text message? Naked pictures. Okay, she sent him naked pictures. Did he send her anything?
He replied back saying, do you want to meet up, essentially.
Okay. He was probably saying, help, so save me. After that. So let's get it right. So let me get this. Let's just accept everything you said. How has your dark skin prohibited you from having relationships?
It has reduced my options. Kevin, I understand your platform.
Reduced her options. Let me pause right here. Why are so many of you sisters so greedy? When did you reduce your options? You've had a 3-year relationship and a relationship almost a year, and you ain't but 28. Sounds like you can find men just fine, but she wants them all. See, the problem is the men you can get, you don't want them, and the men that you want don't want you. Here's the question. Why don't they want you? Is it your skin tone, as you try to think? Even your therapist said, no, that's not it. Did y'all hear this shit? It has reduced her options. You need to unmute yourself, ma'am.
Yes.
It has reduced your options. You had a 3-year relationship and an 8-month relationship. And you're how old again?
Yes. And it's
you're how old again?
I'm 28.
28 years old. But since you're from Africa, and your people are from Africa, do your parents, what do they say about you in your relationships? How is your father helping you navigate this?
My dad actually passed last year. But
sorry to hear that, but prior to his death, how was he helping you?
He would try to talk to different men in the community. Because there's a lot of successful guys in the community.
So he's in Seattle too. There are a lot of her father, prior to his death, tried to help her because there were a lot of successful guys in the community, just like I said. So there are plenty of black, high value, successful men in Seattle. But yet, how many times do you hear these women from Seattle can't find a black man? And what's the reason? They all want white women or Latinas. Right. He was.
He was, yes.
Okay, so he would talk to guys in the community about his lovely daughter.
Yes.
And did any of the men in the community want to deal with you?
Many of them would try reaching out, but it was during the time that I was defending my dissertation and I was doing a lot of work on my PhD, finishing it out. So some of the communication just died out.
Yeah. So when your dad was trying to help yourself, you were too busy trying to do something else. Like when your non-black counterparts, they focus on trying to get their men while they can. Again, you thought you could come back to it when you decided to, because you prioritized men after your PhD, and they tried to holler at you, but you blew them off. Does that sound like the attitude of a woman trying to get something done? Or no. Is it the attitude? Or is it the skin color? You had an entire bachelor's and master's. What about that time?
That time, that's why I'm trying to, I know, Kevin, what you're thinking. Dark-skinned women do not have the
I
same.
don't want to hear this bullshit. Did you hear that? Do you understand the mental gymnastics you have to go through to go back to the dark skin well? The mental gymnastics you have to go through to go back to the but you see, it's the dark skin. I gotta we gotta get these donations up and these likes up, okay? We got almost 3,000 folks in here, and ladies, I am going to let the dark-skinned women call in. We're going to have a respectful conversation. You will get a chance to be heard because I do want to have this conversation. Because I am tired of high-value men being the scapegoat for some dark-skinned women's inability to make or sustain healthy long-term relationships at any level. Don't come at me with this. We're talking about you. You want to get that shit off? You're going to have to explain it. I'm hearing a woman who has all kind of options.
No,
I'm hearing a woman. Listen.
You're
Not going to talk over me. You're not going to talk over me. I don't know who the fuck you think this is. You had a 3-year relationship and an 8-year relationship. You had a father who was trying to help you. But the funny thing is, the only common denominator in all your failures is you. I do have a question for you, though.
Yes, Kevin.
Maybe you're just not worth a damn.
It could be. It
could be.
I'm
gonna tell you right now. You don't sound very. I'm gonna tell you right now, ma'am. You don't sound.
We don't date. We don't have a lot of.
You don't sound close to. We don't date. We don't have this. We don't have that. Ladies, I need you to answer a question. Ladies, just the ladies only. Does this woman sound like she has not had plenty of options? She had a boyfriend for a year, a boyfriend for 3 years, a father to help her, men in the community who were successful reaching out to her. Ladies, does this woman sound like she has not had more than a lot of you have ever had in your life? You don't have a father trying to help you. And she's still trying to push this off on her skin color. Being pleasurable. You sound like a whole pain in the butt. Your father couldn't even pawn you off on somebody, but you got to make it be about something. So it has to be your dark skin, but it didn't keep you from having sex.
Kevin, I want to say I'm sorry for talking over you. I respect you and I respect your channel.
She wanted to say, I'm sorry for talking over you. I respect you and I respect your channel. I would hate to see what disrespect is like to you. because I am far, far outside of your range. So can you imagine what it would be to be a guy who she had less respect for? See, I'm not supposed to say that. I'm supposed to say, well, no. I'm far outside of your range. Could you imagine what it would be like to be a guy who she has less respect for? A guy who had less? Would these guys have any shot? And there are guys who have far, far more than I do. My clients, the guys you say you want, again, are you competitive for what these men that you want, what they want? What do they want?
All I wanted to say, and I know that I have had 2 relationships, but I'm saying when you look at my lighter
Is that all you've had is 2?
Yes, only 2 relationships. Okay. And I'm 28, and that's fine.
Okay, so how about this? Your 3-year relationship was, how old were you when it started?
How old was I? 22, I think so, 22.
Just greedy. How long have you been in this country?
I actually been in this country since I was 7.
7. So you graduated high school here. So you went to college and didn't have, so from 18 to 22, where was your boyfriend in college?
That's the thing. My culture is very books. You focus on books. You read.
I went to school with a lot of, excuse me, ma'am. I went to school with a lot of Africans.
I tried dating, Kevin. Not a lot of success. I'm darker skin, and I'm
so
sorry.
No, ma'am. No, see, okay. Let me ask you, Juliet. How about this? You believe it's darker skin?
Yes.
Maybe, just maybe, you are not an easy person to deal with. Oh no, ma'am. No, ma'am. Listen. Okay, here's what you do. Cam up. Saying as though you're such a dark-skinned person, and so dark-skinned women that just don't fly. You had a 3-year relationship, an 8-month relationship, but here's the thing: you're a smart woman, right?
Yes, I believe.
Have you sat down with a counselor or a therapist?
I have definitely.
And what was the diagnosis about your interpersonal relationship issues?
Well, a lot of it from the therapist I've been seeing, she thinks that I take on a defeatist mindset.
Hold on. Let me stop right there. Her therapist told her she takes on a defeatist mindset. You think when everything is wrong, see, it's never the person in the mirror. It's everybody else. A defeatist mindset. But who's your therapist, ma'am? Right there, you're seeing a woman. Is this a black woman?
She is some sort of Jewish woman, and I'm going to see if I can.
Oh, okay. So the colorist woman had a light-skinned boyfriend, and you're going to see a white woman Jew as your therapist. That makes sense.
Oh, it's during a pandemic when I found this lady. I'm actually trying to switch to an African or a black therapist, but she thinks I.
You can't make this up. How about this? I'm telling you. You want to know what I think? I think you found a convenient scapegoat for your.
It's not convenient.
Listen. I need listen. Okay, I'm not going to do this again. You can pay me. Here's the thing. I will tell you this: talking to you is taxing, because you truly are trying to pawn this colorism thing off, and I won't accept it. I'm listening to the details of your own life, and has nothing to do with your skin color. It has more to do with your personality.
Mm-hmm. But
yeah, no, there's no. Mm-hmm. It has everything to do with your personality, and that's what so many of you. That's why a lot of people call you colorism crybabies. You've had opportunities, ma'am. You just what? Oh, this guy starts smoking and drinking. Or maybe you fucking drove him to smoke. You ever notice that it's only colorism when they can't get the men they think they should have? You know, he was fine for 2-3 years, but when she thought she deserved more is when he became a problem. And drink. When this guy started texting his girlfriend, maybe you were just such a pain in the ass. He had to go get some relief somewhere. Maybe that's not easy to be with, man.
Kevin, can I ask you one question, please? Didn't you say
in your videos, and this is something you talk about a lot in your channel. Looks, men don't care about your education. They don't give a damn about my PhD, my career. They don't care. It's looks first. But if we know that statistically speaking,
Yeah, looks. And looks has nothing to do with your race off rip. That's what you want to believe. When you want to start talking about skin tone, it has much more of a correlation with skin tone and hair preference, but not just skin tone alone. See, your argument doesn't hold up to the science. Your argument does not hold up to the science, nor does it hold up to your lived reality. And I would tell you this, ma'am. I would tell you, one, your PhD, do you want to be married with children?
of course I do.
Okay. And do you want to work, or would you like to be a stay-at-home wife?
I would like to do some consulting.
Do you want to work, or do you want to be a stay-at-home wife?
I want to work.
Okay. Do you want to have, so where are the children going to be?
The children, I think in the formative years, I will be the primary care, because I plan to consult. Even now, I'm building out my own consulting business. I plan to consult.
Primary years meaning what age?
Maybe newborn to maybe 3 or 4 years. I will be with the kids.
And how many children do you want?
Just 2.
Just 2. All right. So during the formative years, 1 to so 5 years, at least 5 years out of work. Do you plan on putting your kids in public school or private school?
Private school.
Private school. Okay. All right. Good. And how much is your husband going to need to make to have you off for 5 years, being the primary during the formative years? How much is your husband going to need to? How much money is your husband going to need to make to sustain your standard of life?
Maybe at least 3 something, but I will be working myself. But I will
at
be
least 300. What percentage of men make $300,000 plus in this country?
It's a small amount, but I will.
No, answer the question. I don't ask you about your money. I said, what percentage of men?
Maybe 5%.
No, one out of 100. And that's not even adjusted for race. Let me ask you, a man that's 1 out of 100, why would he want you?
That's what I'm telling you, Kevin. Darker skinned women.
It has nothing to do with darker skin, man. It has nothing to it has nothing to do with darker skin. It has nothing to do with darker. It has nothing to do with darker. Anyway, I'm done talking. You colorism crybabies. Let me just give it to you right. Let me go ahead and unmute you. Unmute yourself. Here's your problem, lady. You're not hot as you think you are, and you can't compete. You can't compete for the kind of man you want. You cannot compete for the men you want. Because here's the thing. She can't compete for the kind of men she wants because she's dark skinned. Did y'all hear that? That's why she can't compete, because she is dark skinned. You guys heard it. She can't compete for the kind of man she wants because she is dark skinned. Not her attitude. It's her skin color. You're darker skin is because you're not good enough.
No, because
it's not just because you're darker skin, it's because you're not. Then cam up, lady. Cam up. Get on the camera. 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 Give me your IG.
That's why I can't.
Give me your IG. Put your IG in the chat room. Colorism crybabies. I don't want to hear this shit. Give me your IG. Give me your LinkedIn.
I don't have an IG.
Give me your LinkedIn. Give me your LinkedIn, professor. What 28-year-old does not have an IG? What 28-year-old computer science PhD, supposedly in Seattle, in the tech corridor, does not have an IG? What 28-year-old computer science PhD does not have a LinkedIn in the tech corridor? What do y'all think? Is it because of her dark skinnedness? Is that what it is? No. Give me your LinkedIn, professional. You're a whole batch to talk to. Who would want to deal with this? I mean, listen to this. Dark skin. It ain't dark skin. You got a dark soul. Dark heart. Dark attitude. And you had a light-skinned boyfriend. You have made me $1,000. And I'm going to go trick it off on light-skinned strippers. And on cue, I said she's going to make me $1,000 and I'm going to go trick it off on light-skinned strippers. And I want to see the money come in so y'all can help me go get these light-skinned strippers, because these colorism crybabies, they need to be taught a thing or two about high-value men trying to tell us why something wrong with us. They say something wrong with you. Something wrong with you. Something wrong with the reason we don't pick them. No. But anyway, time to get the donations up. Time to get the money up. Time to get the money for these light-skinned strippers. Let's go.
Money work. El mundo quiere dinero. Money work. Se arregla con dinero. Money work. Si me quiero educar, dormir en algún lugar.
Put in for the light-skinned stripper fund.
Y si no hay, pues emigrar. Todo money, todo el dinero. Solo un par de gente.
Come on, give me the. We need the money for the light-skinned stripper fund. Come on. Hit the link. Hit the link.
Pero llegaremos antes o después. Solo a lo suyo, que Dios te lo ve. Que por más que tarde lo veré.
Well, look at all them light-skinned women right there. Look at all them light-skinned women right there. Uh-oh.
Seré el más grande, no olvidaré de dónde vengo ni cómo fue. Money work. El mundo quiere dinero. Money work. Se arregla con dinero. Money work. Yo digo las cosas como son. No quiero ninguna aceptación. Tampoco vengo a pedir perdón, porque mis sentimientos se volvieron la canción. Yeah. No me vale mucho como tú me ves. Sabes, tú me llegas solo a los pies. Para mí ser grande es un interés. Ser un buen humano para mí es un deber. El dinero ya lo veré. No vendo mi alma, lo lograré. Seré el más grande, no olvidaré de dónde vengo ni cómo fue. Money work. El mundo quiere dinero. Money work. Se arregla con dinero. Money work. De corazón. La plata no te hace ser feliz.
Kick off to the light-skinned strippers.
De corazón. De corazón. Plata no te hace ser feliz. Money work. El mundo quiere dinero. Yeah. Money work. Money work. Se arregla con dinero. Money work.
Luna.
Lunático.
Yeah, we got them donations up to go out, trick on them light-skinned strippers, because what did she say right on cue? Because that's what you black men do. That's what you black men do. That's what we do.
Yes, like most black men.
Yeah, bitch, like you. You had a light-skinned boyfriend, fool.
Dark skin.
You had a light-skinned boyfriend. You had a light-skinned boyfriend, colorist. You had a light-skinned boyfriend, you colorist. You had a light-skinned boyfriend, you colorist. So he could have gave you some light-skinned babies. You out of your fucking mind with that shit. Go ahead. So you gonna have your light-skinned babies with him?
Kevin, I'm
Self-hate? You
sorry.
gonna breed yourself out
Kevin,
because you African?
Kevin, I respect your
No, you don't respect my show. You talking this bullshit. We're off the chain, off the rails now. No, you came in here. You're working with a white woman. You were dealing with a half white man, and you come in here talking about colorism. Do y'all not hear this bullshit? Do y'all not hear this bullshit? And your name is Juliet. Juliet, what black woman is named Juliet from Africa? Motherfucking looking for Romeo. Where's Romeo? It's a Waldo.
Sorry, Kevin.
Yeah, I know it's sorry, because here's the thing. You're used to guys like myself backing down from this bullshit argument and not having the intellectual or emotional capacity to deal with it. Oh, I got 2 barrels loaded and I got plenty of ammunition left. You ain't gonna pull that shit over here with me. You can't mentally, intellectually dominate me like you used to do in a lot of these other guys, using your big Seattle words. That shit don't work over here. You have met your match with that bullshit over here.
Kevin.
Don't say my name. Don't say, if you say my name again.
I love your show. I'm a big fan of your show.
I don't need to be a big fan of my show.
I love what you do, and I love your show.
I don't need to be a big fan of my show, and don't get to be patronistic. Don't start patronizing. The fact of the matter is, ma'am, your argument is weak. It doesn't make sense. And it's the same stuff that so many women like you who are non-competitive, you like to blame everything else on instead of becoming competitive. You're not competitive.
Kevin,
compete.
I understand we
compete.
Agree.
Compete. No, there's no agree to disagree. There's no agree to disagree because here's the thing. Here's the thing. There's no agree to disagree. I have a problem getting any woman I want. You're the one that can't get a man. There's no agree to disagree. The disagreement's on your ring finger. So that's the problem. Maybe what you can qualify for ain't what you want. Maybe you're not fine enough. And therein lies the rub. Maybe what you want don't want you. Maybe you aren't competitive enough to get what it is you say you want. Not supposed to say that though, right? Every man you done talked about had problems. But I'll go ahead and give you the last word. Go ahead.
All I have to say is darker skinned women, we face a very uphill battle.
Fuck off my channel. Oh, thank you, Naima, for getting that bullshit out of here. Dark skin, my
wow,
ass.
You're so mean. You better get out of here with that mess.
You're a pain in the ass is what you are. So, as usual, thank you to the moderator for snapping that troll up out of here. You're so mean. You're just supposed to let her come in here and lie on black men and put that crap all across the internet and tell anybody, anywhere that will listen that black men are terrible, that it's her skin color is what makes it hard, not her attitude. So again, I have some questions I want to ask before we get into it. Is it your skin color or is it your attitude? Are women like that color? Are you competitive in what the men that you want? Are you competitive for the kind of guys you want? I mean, again, what's going on up in Seattle to where you can have all these high value black men who want black women, but you can't seem to find one? And why can't you keep a man? But here's a real big question. What have you done to improve yourself in ways that men want? What have you done to improve yourself in ways that men want? But hold on. Before we get to that question, let me go ahead and show y'all this. What do we have there? Oh, look up there. Look at all those dark-skinned black women. Look at all those dark-skinned, beautiful black women. Huh. Where did I get all of these dark-skinned, beautiful, feminine black women? Where did I get all these pictures from? Where did I get them all from? Oh, my little Facebook group called The Mix, to where I have men who are confident, intelligent, and assertive over there, black men that are high value on their way to becoming high value, Blue Black Henry Hit Squad, those kind of brothers. You got to answer a lot of questions before me to let you in. You know, that group where I asked men, do you want to be married or not married? And of the 400 responses I got from men, only 3 said no. Again, of the 400 responses I got from men, only 3 men said no. That's the same group where I asked 300 women, how many of y'all want to be married? And of the 300 women, only 1 said no. That's the group right there where inside of 10 days of me just launching the group on Facebook and just selecting this black man and this woman, throw them in a room together, a black couple met. They are officially together, been together for going on a month now. And they are happy together. That's a dark-skinned sister. Matter of fact, they were together for almost 2.5 weeks before they even announced it to the group. What did I do? I just decided to allow nature to take its course. I picked from feminine, beautiful, inspirational black women. Oh, and all those women up there, aren't they dark-skinned? Why would a high-value man have dark-skinned women in a group if it's so hard for you dark-skinned women? See, I'm sorry, Juliet. You came into the wrong place with that bull crap. Because there they are. Oh, and I just asked for those pictures about 45 minutes ago. Just asked for them about 45 minutes ago. So, black men want black women. And see, it's amazing what happens when you are feminine, beautiful, inspirational, cooperative, submissive. You can find you a high value man. And oh, by the way, one of them was in Boston, one of them was in Atlanta. But every time you see them, they're getting flued out somewhere. And they both know they're marriage minded. So yeah, I fully well expect inside of several months that we'll be all at somebody's wedding. Oh, yes. And I'm an image consultant, a lifestyle coach. Where are all the relationship gurus, matchmakers, femininity instructors? Where are y'all's people? Where are y'all's couples? The people who do this for a living, where y'all stuff at? So when you come over here talking about, you're so mean, you're so this, you're so that, that's so, really? The chick that said you so mean, why don't you go ask the couple that met over there? Because they know exactly who I am and they've been watching my show. But I tell you, she's happy. He's happy. The group I have, none of the stuff you guys see, that gender war, Pookie Ray, none of that stuff is allowed in my group. And all I do is just sit there and sort, and the people who work in the group don't work. I kick men out, I kick women out. It's not a matchmaking group. It's just put men who like women and women who like men in the same room, and amazing things happen. So, anywho, I want to hear about how wrong I am. I want to hear from all you colorism crybabies. Tell me, how come you can't find a man? Because apparently there are a lot of men in Seattle. Even her daddy couldn't help her with no man. Every man she seemed to got was never quite right. But the net of it is, I'm going to ask the question. And if you're not ready to answer the question, don't get on. What have you done to improve yourself in ways that men want? What have you done to improve yourself in ways that men want? Because that's the real problem. A lot of you ladies think that you've improved yourself, but if it's not in ways men want, it does not matter. Only women are allowed to call in. Yes, only women are allowed to call in. And I want the dark-skinned women. And remember, you're not going to call in over here. You're not going to talk loud. You're not going to act a fool. I will cut you off. Oh, yeah. And those 2 people that kept calling in, y'all don't need to try to call in. You ain't going to get, even if you got through, you going to get hung up on. Y'all realize how many, y'all know who, I had a bunch of crazy, angry women calling into my show, right? Did y'all see me keep answering the phone? Think about it. I'm running a show and I got crazy women calling in, not on the Zoom, calling into my business line after hours. I need you guys to understand what I just said. Doug, I had crazy black women calling into my business line after hours. Business line after hours. This goes back to poor, and then in my system, the way it's set up, you have to announce your name first. And it said, caller, announce your name. Khadijah. Oh, you sound so lovely. I mean, just loud. Sound like she just got off the fryer at Popeyes. Just hostile. Just angry. And I'm like, yeah, it's your dark. It's the skin tone with that chick. It's those women that called in. That was their skin tone. That was why they couldn't get them. Oh, you so mean. Oh, okay. Steve Harvey real nice to y'all. He tell you exactly what you want to hear. He don't tell you anything. But see, the thing is, Steve Harvey can't help you. Steve Harvey ain't got no man for you. I got a group full of them. And they all looking for black women. I didn't hear you. I didn't hear you. What do any of the colorism channels that tell you the black men always go to black, Hispanic women and Latino? Where are the men that watch those channels? Again, I could have picked the lady from yesterday, or I could continue to pick over and over and over again. It's the same old crap. It's never these women looking in the mirror and saying, well, maybe I'm the problem. No, it's the men. They all want white women. Really, they all want white women. I see you in the chat room. I'm about to get to you. They all want white women. Well, I got all these brothers that like black women. Openly like black women. Openly, unapologetically, and unashamed like black women. And I verify who these guys are. Oh, yeah. So why can't you find yours? Maybe, just maybe, you need some help. Some therapy. Let's get it. Hello.
Hello.
Good evening.
Hi, Kevin. Good evening.
And your first name is?
My name is Uyi.
Uyi. Hi, Uyi.
Hi.
How old are you?
I am grown. I'm 35.
35. Yes, you are grown. So what did I get wrong, Uyi?
I know that. No. I wasn't calling to say you got anything wrong, actually. I was just listening to the other woman who she says she's from Africa and she's 28. She's been here since she was 7. I've been here since I was 7. She doesn't sound 28. And I personally got a headache listening to her. But I'm not here to bash her. I just wanted to say I am a dark-skinned woman. And that has not stopped me from having options. It hasn't. And
okay.
Yeah, like it has not. But I know that there were things that I needed to change about myself. I had very traditional parents, and they encouraged me to get married at a younger age, but I was very much focused on school, and I'm a creative, I'm a writer, I do hair, I'm a nurse. And I found your channel last week, and I'm really happy that I did. It really, I know you encourage a lot of women to seek counsel from their fathers. And my dad's very traditional, and I didn't want him to be so involved, etc. But I have a newfound respect for him,
really?
Even more so since finding your channel. And I don't feel like it's too late for me, but I do understand.
No, it's not too late for you.
I don't feel like it's too late. And I do like older men anyway. So
did you watch my show the other day where I had someone who called in and she's married in her late 40s or 50s. And I know this person. I've known her for a long
I
time.
watch the show. I've been literally watching your show every single day. Like when I get off work, I'm like, okay, I turned on your show and I think I watched every episode. And I've gained so much knowledge. I'm actually following you on Instagram. The last thing you were talking about, I think the last time you were sitting in your car, I'm literally just taking it all in because I know the mistakes that I've made. I was super picky and I was super focused on school, and I had so many creative things I wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
And being married was not a priority. There was a time I didn't want to be married just because I had so many bad examples. Like I was seeing other people's relationship just crash and burn, and I didn't want to be
Let
in those
me
positions.
let me ask you some questions real quick.
Yes.
You said
yes.
you have a newfound respect for your father.
Yes.
Have you actually communicated with him recently?
Oh yes, and he's heard me listening to you. Like he's like, "Oh my, what are you listening to on YouTube?" I said, "Yes, this man."
So how is that? How has this newfound respect for your father impacted you guys' relationship in the last 30 days?
Oh, we've always had a great relationship. My whole thing was with actually meeting men. I didn't want my dad to be the one because I felt like, oh, he's so traditional, and I didn't really want
Right.
a traditional African man. But I've told him, I said, Dad, he's like, people want to meet you. They want to meet you. What is this, And I've decided and I've learned that I would rather someone who it's not about, oh, I don't want my dad to pick my husband.
Right.
My father knew best. He's a man. He raised 6 daughters, 2 sons,
Mm-hmm.
and he migrated here. I was 7 when we came, and he was always in our lives very supportive. And I just wanted to have that. I wanted to be the one to choose. And I do regret that.
Mm-hmm.
But out of respect for where I was mentally, I'm not going to live in regret. I'm literally trying my best. I know you say, first thing you ask, what's your height? What's your weight? What's your dress size? Are you competitive for the kind of man that you want? And I had to really swallow that hard pill that my degree did not matter.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter. Men that I meet don't even ask me, oh, what do you do?
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, oh, I love your voice, or I love your smile, or oh, you look exotic. That's what I get. But I always had this notion that I better have all these achievements, or else like a guy can leave me in the dust. But I was operating from a state of fear. And when I really started to dive deep, it was very, very painful. A couple months, like it's been like almost a year now of going in like, okay, you girl, you know that you played a big role in this,
Right.
and
so let me ask you before, so you sound like you have been watching, and I'm glad to hear you've reached out to your
really
father. And but I have another question is
yeah.
Was it hard to hear some of the stuff that I said initially?
You know what? I will say the first video that I watched,
Okay.
and you were talking to a woman, the different women, and I can tell by the way some of them spoke, like maybe where they were from. And one lady commented and says, "Oh, he talks to Black women differently," something like that. And I remember commenting, I was like, "Oh, it seems like that too. Why don't you just take the gems?" I've been looking for that comment so I could delete it. When I tell you, like, the patience that you have for the people that call is like paramount. And you're like, you're so patient. And I had to see that after watching the second video, I'm like, wait a minute, these people that are calling are really, can you hear me? Oh, and then the deflection and the lying, like the woman I don't know, she didn't want to say where she was from. She has a son. She said she was married to a cop, and that she has custody. And I was just like, wow, there's so many people just calling and lying. Like, why even call,
Wow.
But anyway, no, I don't think that you talk down to anyone. I think that you are a straight shooter. We're calling your show. These are things that you charge for, and people are deflecting and trying to make themselves look good. I'm coming, and I think that the more humble I've become, it just made me better. It just made me happier. I wasn't miserable, but I know that a lot of this delay was because of me. It wasn't, oh, I'm dark skinned, I'm African.
Right.
Yes, when I was growing up, oh, you're beautiful for a dark skinned girl. Yes, I heard that growing up. But when you get older, you have to take responsibility for the way you think, the way you live your life. You have to.
Well, do me a favor. Do me a favor.
Yes.
I'm glad to hear that this is improved. You sound like you're in a
Oh,
better
yeah.
place. I have my Facebook group. Go ahead
Okay.
and join the group, because see, I can tell people who are really started to do the work because there's an uplift or hope sound in the voice, and men key on that more. I said feminine, beautiful, and inspirational for a reason. I could have picked
Yes.
any word out of the English language. I chose the I for a very specific reason. And it's something that women have that they can give to men. So thank you for calling in. I appreciate you being the first caller to call in, especially because
You're welcome.
I expected to get some heat tonight. And I'm going to get it, though.
Oh no, I love this. No, thank you
Appreciate it.
for just being
Keep watching.
honest. And what's the group? What's the group on Facebook?
It's called The Mix, and there'll be a link in the description. In the
Okay,
chat
I'll
room.
check it out.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Kevin.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
All right, to the other ladies there are other women in the chat. Lulu, Brewski. Look, man. Hello, Blue. Going once, going twice. All right. Maggie. All right. I want to hear from the ladies. The ladies asked for this colorism show. If you have a dissenting or conflicting opinion, you can call in. Here's the only thing I ask. I'll be polite to you. You be polite to me. I'll give you a chance to speak. If you'll give me a chance to speak. I have to run the show, but I will let you say what you have to say. We just have to have a dialogue. Blue, I'm asking you to unmute. Yeah, this is what happens. It's always the same when we start talking about color, and I think it's surprising and shocking to people when you challenge some of the things they say. I see dark-skinned women every day with smiles on their faces and men on their arms. So you can't say that it's your skin that's keeping you back. But again, to the ladies who feel like you want a high-value man, high-value men, people want people from their own race. What have you done to improve yourself in ways that men want? And I think that question trips more people up than anything else. Because like the previous caller said, I had to check myself on that degree and that job. It's not what we get. It's not what men value. Like the caller the other day said, the older woman who said, I got a 30-year career and a pension and all this other kind of stuff. Lulu, you're going to have to connect yourself. I'm going to have to drop you down. Men value femininity, beauty, cooperation, submission. Those are the things that are important. And if you did not learn them, I'm here to tell you, my mother learned them. Terry, my friend from back home. Matter of fact, I'm gonna see if I can pull up a picture of her wedding ring. She sent that to me. If my friend Terry, she learned it, I'm gonna tell you, I am not trying to be rude. I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feelings. I understand that some of this stuff is hard to hear, but it's not given in hostility. It's not given to try to say, ha, see how messed up. I'm not throwing salt at black women. I mean, why would I make a group to where you could find a man? I don't make no money off that. I'm an image consultant. I'm not a matchmaker. I don't make one dime off of this. This is something I put on top of the already 10 other plates I have spinning. I breeze by through this group.
Oh.
Hello.
Hello.
All right, what's your first name?
Megan.
Megan. You've been trying to get on. How old are you?
30.
Okay, what did I get wrong, Megan?
Sorry?
What did I get incorrect?
Oh, in terms of the topic, I just wanted to say that I wasn't disagreeing with you. I was actually agreeing with what you were saying, and in terms of what she was saying, I'm actually African, and there's like a huge amount of a percentage of dark-skinned women in Africa, so I don't understand why she would think or say that dark-skinned women didn't have an opportunity to date within a community. Because a lot of the dark-skinned men have only dark-skinned women to date.
Okay.
So that didn't really make any sense to me.
Okay. So you listened to the show and you were disagreeing with what she said.
Yes.
Okay. And you're 30 years old.
Right.
What city are you in?
Chicago.
Chi-Town. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
You Chi-Town native?
Yes. So yeah, I was born in Chicago, but my parents are from Nigeria.
Okay. You know, I once upon I'm a Chicago Bears fan and Bulls fan, but too much stuff going on in Chicago right now. Are you married or are you still dating?
I'm still dating.
So what's dating like in Chicago for you?
Sorry?
What's dating like in Chicago for you?
I would say the men are they're decent. You know, they have careers and stuff. A lot of the men though are a little bit on the snobbish side. So
What do you mean snobbish side?
There are a lot of men that are like, you know, really picky too, I would say. I don't know. I mean, I've talked to some men that are pretty decent, but most of the men
so when
are
you say men on
picky.
so what do you mean? I know you know what you're talking about, but I have no idea. Snobbish as far as they want a woman who went to an Ivy League school?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you go to college?
Yes.
Okay. Did you graduate?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And what's your degree in?
I have a degree in nursing.
One of them nurses. So the kind of man that you would like to have do you want to get married?
Yes.
So the kind of man you would like to be your husband, is he blue collar? Is he white collar?
Actually, I don't mind either.
Okay. So does he own his own business or does he work for someone?
Probably own his own business.
All right. Right there, you automatically limited yourself to 20 to 30% of men. Did you know?
Okay.
Why do you want him to own his own business?
Because I just know, like, in terms of me working for somebody, I just would like, I just feel like working for somebody is a little bit more restraint than actually having your own business and being your own employer.
Hold on. You're 30 and you're a nurse, right?
Yes.
Do you own your own business?
No.
Okay. So I mean this and know that, do you know any people that own their own businesses?
Yes.
All right. Owning your own business is far more restrictive than working for somebody.
Okay.
It is. I work far harder than I ever did in corporate America. But owning your own business says what to you? Does it say you have more money? Does it say you have more freedom?
More freedom.
Okay, that's not true. That's not true. See, oftentimes women, you think a man that owns his own business is going to be able to go to the mall with you, or go to the kids' PTA meeting, or be able to do. That's not the case. When you own your own business, it is a 12 to 18 hour 5-year eat shit proposition. So what I'm trying to get you ladies to understand is sometimes you romanticize things that you really have no idea. And understand something. You cut down 70 to 80% of men if you say you want somebody to own their own business. But let's just say you get somebody who owns their own business, right? You want to go out on a date. Do you see what I do on this YouTube channel? 10 o'clock to 12 o'clock, Monday through Friday, right?
Right.
I got a full business I run before this.
Okay.
And I have clients I have to see. I get 5 hours of sleep at best a day, and that's not consecutive. So what I'm saying is, instead of looking at his job, maybe you want to look at his character. Do you want to be a stay-at-home wife, or do you want to work?
I want to be a stay-at-home wife.
All right, now you do realize that's gonna. How many kids do you want to
have? 2 or 3.
That means 3, because you can't have 2 or 3. If you have 2 or 3,
right.
So it's 3 kids. So again, you've heard me ask these questions. How much money does a man need to make to have a wife that stays at home and have 3 children, and the wife never have to work? How much money does he need to be making to have a middle class or upper middle class life?
I would say within like 200 to 300,000.
In Chicago, you're talking closer to 375.
Oh, okay.
What percentage of men in America make $300,000 or more?
Probably like 2%.
1%.
1%. Okay.
Again, so you see what happens when you start to squish that number. I want to own his own business. I want to be a stay-at-home wife. And okay. So I got to ask, you're 30 years old. You work right now.
Right.
Why do you feel like you should not have to work for the rest of your life? When 72% of working mothers in this country with children under 18 work, why do you feel as though you, and I'm asking this question to Black women in general, I don't know why so many of our sisters feel like you should not have to work.
Because I just feel like I'm a nurturer, and I want to care for my kids. I don't want to have to work and have my kids in daycare.
Ma'am, do you realize do you realize that white women are nurturers too? Hispanic women, Asian women. Do you realize that women who used to have to pick cotton and plant tomatoes and, do real hard work? I mean, nursing, it's taxing, but it's not hard like physical labor, right? It's not hard like our ancestors had, right?
No.
So what I'm trying to help you understand is, at 30, you should have been married 7 years ago. But it sounds like your standards are very high. You want a man that's making the 1% money. You don't want to have to work. And then the question is going to have to come back down to, okay, are you a 1% kind of woman? That means, do you look the part? Is your body the part? Is your attitude the part?
Okay.
Is it?
Well,
how tall are you?
Yeah.
How tall are you?
Oh, tall, 5'7".
5'7". Oh, you're kind of tall. What size dress do you
wear? 6.
Okay. All right. So what I'm trying to get you, here's what I'm trying to ultimately get you to understand, is it sounds like you're a normal woman, a nurse. There are nurses from every race, right? You're not a brain, so this is not an insult, but you're not a brain surgeon, a cardiologist, an oncologist. You're a nurse. Noble profession. But I don't know lots of non-Black nurses that don't have to work for the rest of their lives.
Right.
Did you grow up with your father in the household?
Actually, no.
And this is where a lot of this stuff comes from. A fantasy. See, if mom and dad would have been married, mom could have been a different kind of mom. And that's not true. You're right there in the middle. And the reason I'm asking you this question is to help people in the chat room. So many of our sisters are like you, normal, average, everyday American citizens, but you overlook your normal, average, everyday black male counterpart.
Okay.
Has anyone ever told you that?
Yes. I mean, I would say that I was picky of like, my early 20s.
Okay.
Like when I started to get to like mid 20s, I kind of, took some time to myself. And then like now, like I just turned 30 like a week ago. So
Okay.
now it's like, oh, and now I really want to, get to the part of settling down and
Okay.
raising a family and stuff.
So let me ask. So I'm curious. You just turned 30, and now it's starting to, it's kind of starting to sink in that time for part 2 of the life. But why do you think so many black women wait till your age before the light comes on? Because let me answer it this way. Because you went to college,
right?
And after college, you had to see. If you went to a predominantly white institution, you saw white girls getting engaged on college campus in their sophomore, in their junior and senior year. If you worked in corporate America, or if you worked in the work world, you saw people around your own age that are not black getting engaged and getting married at young ages.
Yes.
Okay, but you didn't see that with black women.
No.
Why are y'all waiting? Why did you wait so long? And you say you were picky. What were you waiting for?
I mean, I had just one long-term relationship, but after that, I think I was just more focused on just working on myself, I guess. I don't know.
Okay. So if you could give advice to younger women, what would you tell them? And then I'm going to respond.
I would tell them to definitely, start looking for that husband at an early age, and not waste time to, when they're 30 and stuff. I would definitely tell them that.
And what I would tell them is stop trying to do everything individually. So many of our sisters try to go, I want to go to school first, then I want to go get my career, then I want to do this, and I want to do that. That's not how life works. That's like you got a plate of food, and you're going to eat this, and then I'm going to eat that, and then I'm going to eat this, and I'm going to eat that. No. You eat all at the same time. That's what everybody else in the world does. But because the black community is so fractured and so many of us did not have a father in the house, we're just making it up. And we have been marketed to this Disney lifestyle that you got to go get this and you got to get that. And the reason a lot of your sisters wait is because I'm too young. I'm not ready. I need to have some time on my own. I need to get my career. And that's all the stuff that makes life worth living. Now imagine 8 years ago, if you'd had that mindset, or 10 years ago, while you're graduating and getting your nursing, all your career, all the stuff you've experienced over the last 5 years, you could have had a husband with you and experienced that journey together.
Right.
Having somebody to come home to. Not at 30, start looking around and start to say, well, the guys out here are kind of snobbish and this and that. I mean, we got to make allowance for your relationship skills are very rusty, because even I didn't understand what you were talking about. That's how we got here. When I asked you what's dating like, and you're like,
Right.
So I'm going to do a broadcast later on this week talking about you're a nurse. You know that line that says, in case of emergency, contact. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
How many black folks got to put their mama name right there? instead of their spouse.
Right.
But here's the scary part. Here's the scary part. What happens when your parents die? Whose name you gonna put there?
Nobody.
There you go. You got to put, and that's wrong. We should have somebody there. But thank you for being honest. I appreciate it. And that picky thing, I'm glad you put it out there. It sounds crazy to hear somebody say, "Stop being so picky," but we gotta stop being so picky because we're just wasting time and wasting life. But life ain't over for sure. But you just gotta focus on what the kind of men you say you want, what they want. That's the question you got to answer. The kind of men you say you want, you gotta know what they want and have it available, or they're not gonna pick you. They're gonna go right on to get what they want. Just kind of like you did. Thank you though.
Thank you.
Send me an Italian dip beef sandwich from Chicago.
Okay, I will.
Bye,
Thank
sis.
you so much.
Bye.
Bye.
She was nice. Yeah, we're gonna do a show talking about in case of emergency. You know how I would say being married, even in my marriages, it was nice to have a wife's name to put there. Emergency contact. Come on, Black Wolf, Robert. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You got the emergency contact, and that's your mama. Man, that ain't supposed to be that way, is it? Where are the women at? It's not supposed to be that way. I don't see any women's name in it. Ain't supposed to be that way. Hot Lips. Jamaica, go ahead and unmute yourself. Hello?
Hello. Hello.
Yes, hello.
Hi, how you doing?
I am well. And your first name is?
Okay. Jamaica.
Jamaica. I can't hear you.
Oh, you can't hear me?
Yeah, I'm going to need you to, are you watching YouTube?
No, I turned off the YouTube.
Okay. Your first name is Jamaica. What's your last name? Queens?
No. Greaves.
Jamaica Greaves. For real? What's your first name for real? Don't be playing with me.
Jackie.
Jackie. What do you got for me, Jackie?
Oh, no, I thought you was asking a question about, it seemed like you had different questions that you was asking. But you were just asking the young lady about.
First off, I was talking to a young lady about the show. But when I start talking to somebody, we got to have, okay, how old are you?
50.
50. All right, you're my age. Let's do this like we know how to do it. My name is Kevin, and your name is?
Jackie.
Jackie. Nice to meet you, Jackie. Where are you from?
Originally from Queens, New York.
Originally from Queens, New York. Oh, so when I said Jamaica, Queens, it wasn't too far off. Where are you living now?
Orlando, Florida.
Orlando, Florida. Okay. So what did I get wrong on the topic of colorism, Jackie?
Is anything wrong? I didn't hear the whole thing, but I personally do know men who have said they prefer a lighter woman, but me personally have not had a problem finding men.
Okay.
So I guess it's preference if that's their choice.
Okay. So you didn't hear my broadcast?
No, I didn't hear that part. I heard you asking the young ladies why.
Okay. Did you happen to catch is this my first show you watched?
No, I've been watching. I caught your show a couple weeks ago and I've been like binge watching, and then I sent it.
Did you watch the one last night?
No.
Okay, well, last night I had a caller on, and she was a 28-year-old PhD from Seattle who was going off and on talking about how she couldn't find a man because black men want white women and because of her dark skin. And in her own story, she had an 8-month relationship with a guy and a 3-year relationship with a guy, a father who is African who was trying to help her find guys in the community, and guys in the community trying to holler at her through her father. So basically proving that it wasn't her skin, it was her attitude. That's what started this whole show. And you say that you know that people have preference, which they do. But are you a darker skinned woman? I think that's what you said.
I would say I am dark skinned, but my kids are darker than me.
Okay.
But I'm not light skinned.
Okay. All right. So you said it hasn't prohibited you from romantic success. It hasn't hurt you. It hasn't hurt you finding a man, right?
No.
Okay. So,
but I do observe that some men do some men do have a preference that way. But
well, yeah, of course, everybody has a preference. You got a preference too, though, right?
What?
You have a preference too, though, right?
Yeah, I would say I do.
I don't know a human being that doesn't. You're not married, correct?
No.
Have you ever been married?
No.
How many children do you have?
2.
And are they adults?
Pretty much now, yeah.
Are they both anybody at home still?
They're both home.
Are they under 18?
No.
Okay, so you're not legally responsible for them.
No.
So, you've never been married. Why? Why do you think that is?
I will say because I'm going to say my parents kind of damaged me emotionally, and so now I got to work through all that.
Were your mother and father married?
Part of the time.
What does that mean?
They got married when I was 10.
Okay.
And then they divorced when I was 18.
All right. But then for the next 32 years, that was on you.
Right.
And you managed to have 2 children by the same father?
No.
Okay. So you managed to reproduce successfully. How come you haven't coupled successfully? I know you said I know you said your mother and father, but they did get married, even if it was just for 8 years. They had theirs. I don't understand what they.
Right, but their relationship, 2 things. Their relationship kind of turned me off from relationships, the situation that we were in, that I was raised in.
Okay.
As well as my mother. I think she thought she was protecting me from the the stress of men, I guess, and was not encouraging of me dating.
What year was your mom born in? What year was your mom born in? Mine was born in the 40s.
47.
All right, but see, I know a lot of baby boomer mothers did this to their Generation X daughters. I get that. I'm Generation X too. But what's the longest relationship you've had with a man?
I would say 6 years.
Okay. And how long ago was that?
That would be like 17 years ago.
So here comes the hard question. And it's a question all of us Generation X people are going to have to answer. I say from 36 to 60, these are the tough questions we're going to all have to answer. Do you want to die alone?
No.
All right. That means you want a man in your life. And if you spent 32 years of a life as an adult, for 32 years, you got 2 kids out of it with 2 different men. That means you can interact with a man. You've had a 6-year relationship with a man. But that 6 out of 32 years, that means 26 of them unattached. You don't have a history of having successful interaction with men. How is that going to work and not have you die alone? That's the question we all gonna have to answer.
That's why I'm watching your show.
Okay, well, what's the first thing I tell people that would be a good idea to do?
Therapy.
Right. Have you done it?
Yes.
Good. How long ago?
I'm in therapy now.
All right. How long you been in therapy?
About 3 to 4 years.
Did you say 3 to 4 years?
Yeah.
All right. Any clinical diagnosis of depression, bipolar, schizophrenia, anything that requires medication?
Depression.
That's usually short term. Are you on long-term depressive therapy?
I would say yes, but I think I'm kind of out of it now.
Well, now hold on. Now,
Um,
now we got to be specific. If you're on
right.
long-term depressive therapy, that means you're actually under the care of a physician and you prescribe medication. You can't determine whether you're in or out. This is a medical.
I've never taken
All
medication.
right, that's why I say that it matters. Have you actually seen a clinician that could prescribe meds?
No.
Okay, who's your therapist?
I a therapist. She's a professional therapist that I. What do you mean who?
I mean, is she a psychiatrist?
No, she's a therapist. I don't. She doesn't prescribe meds.
Okay.
So I think she's just a therapist.
No. So let's be clear. A therapist means a psychiatric professional. That's Dr. Anderson, Dr. Thomas, somebody who can take out a medical pad and write you a prescription for lithium, Valium, Xanax, Ambien. We're not talking about coaches and homeopathic and,
No, I don't know if she can do that or not because
okay.
I told her I was not willing to take meds.
Why?
So we
Why are
don't
you
do
not
that.
willing to take meds?
I don't know, but I just
You had 2 children, right?
yes,
Did you have an epidural?
yes,
Those are meds.
yes.
So I'm gonna talk to the channel. See, black people, we got to stop this bullshit. They're talking about what we're not willing to do. Black people in this country, we got issues. You're not in any. Most of you are not in any position to say what you're not going to do. If you want an outcome, you know how many people have lived shitty lives because they chose not to take Prozac for a short period of time? That's foolish.
Well,
I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the channel. That's foolish to say this can help me, and it has. But we and none of us and none of the people who make these decisions are medical professionals. Most of it's based on superstition and erroneous beliefs. I'm not talking to you, caller. I'm talking to the chat room. We got to stop that. So now I'm back to you. If you say you've been with the therapist for 4 years, when I start asking you, it doesn't sound like you really have a therapist. It sounds like you have a counselor. But a therapist can actually say you have attachment disorder or abandonment and acceptance issues. And they can actually diagnose you with clinical depression and prescribe medications and things like that if necessary to help you get from one place to another. And how do we get here? You say you've been with somebody for 4 years. In 4 years, there should be progress.
yes, we observe progress. Yes.
How are you marking progress?
My willingness to do certain things and to accomplish certain goals.
All right, so let me go ahead and just be a little bit more tough. I had a caller the other day say the same thing. She's been in counseling for 4 years. Yet marking progress is in your relationships with other people. That's how progress is marked, not in deciding to eat Brussels sprouts. Life is
Right.
about people, and you don't come across as a person. When was the last time you had a date with a man?
Someone has taken me out.
When was the last time you had a romantic date with a man where romance was the initial thing that you knew? He opened the door, pulled out the chair, kissed goodnight. When was the last time you did that?
February.
Okay. And where's that at?
I don't. There's nothing. We're just friends. But
No, ma'am.
that's the
No,
way he
ma'am. No,
treats me.
ma'am. Huh? He did what?
That's the way he treats me.
Okay.
He was doing that
Okay,
for
ma'am.
me,
Hold on.
right?
Now I'm not gonna try. I'm trying not to be. No. Okay. You're 50. I don't sound.
Okay.
Talk to me like a 50-year-old woman. You know what I'm asking. When was the last time you went out with a man with romantic intention?
Okay, I'm telling you, I would say a year ago. Okay. But what is it? He was taking me out with what I thought was romantic intentions. And then I found out that he was married. So we are no longer with romantic intentions.
Okay. All right. What I would suggest is one, you need to find you need to find a counselor. You may have somebody you're working with. Number one, women working with women, in my opinion, especially black women, you need to be working with a man. Because women don't tend to tell you guys the truth. And at 50 years old, you should be better at picking men, better at vetting men to help you determine some of these things. Okay. That's what I'm gonna just say. Okay. I'm not trying to be rude, but that's kind of where we should be. I gotta go ahead and let this. I see you, Juliet. We're gonna get to the next one. Thanks for calling in, ma'am. Call back on another show, though. I'd like to kind of flesh this out.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Yeah. Michelle? Oh, God. 3 people waiting.
Hello?
Hello?
Hi.
How are you? Okay, I'm going to put you back because I'm going to allow Miss Juliet back. Juliet, I'm going to be real. You're on a very short leash here. Okay? I'm going to let you on a very short leash. So, she dropped. Okay. Yeah, I don't think you want to come back in here and do that again. Hello?
Yes, hi.
Hi. How are you?
How are you?
I am well. How are you?
Good, good.
Your first name is?
Michelle?
Lachelle?
Michelle.
Michelle, how old are you?
Yes. I am 45.
45. Did you watch my broadcast?
I watched some of it, but I'm calling from my phone. I was watching on my phone, so I just missed like maybe the last 15 minutes.
Okay, so are you watching me on YouTube right now?
I'm not. I had been watching on my phone.
Okay. So what did I get wrong, or what was off about what I said on the topic?
I didn't think anything was off.
Okay.
I personally don't think I've really experienced any colorism, or it just hasn't affected me.
Okay. Do you know have you ever heard of this concept with some of your sisters?
Yeah, definitely. I come from my mother is very fair and my dad is very dark, and so I've heard stories from my mom about how she was treated.
Okay.
And also like some of the advantages that she had as well.
Such as?
Well, my mom was born in the 50s, so in her town, my grandmother, who was dark skinned, would, send her places to do things because it seemed like she would get easier access than maybe my grandmother would.
Okay. Well, I would tell you this. Women who, I'm going to go ahead and get to people who have experienced colorism, because letting women who haven't experienced it talk about it tends to insult women who have this issue.
Oh, but wait, I had a dating question for you.
Okay, that's great, but today's the colorism show.
Oh, what's your show tomorrow?
I don't know, but you can. But here's what you could. What do you do? Did you go to college?
Yes.
What's your degree in?
Political science.
What do you do for a living?
I work on the internet. My degree is useless.
What do you do for a living?
I work on the internet. I work for a company and I work on their website.
So, I mean, you work on the actual, okay.
Yes.
Okay. That doesn't give me any information, but here's how this works. If you want to call into the show, and get free advice, you're going to have to be very forthcoming.
Okay.
Or you can go onto my website, book a session, and pay for it with the job you have. And you can hire, and you don't have to be forthcoming in public.
Understood.
All right, but you can't just call into a show off topic. That's not cool.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sorry. Bye.
Too old for that. Hello. I work on the internet. What? What does that mean? I work on the internet. It's not saying, almost like she's saying, I work on the railroad. Really? I work on the railroad. Jasmine, you need to connect your sign. I work on the internet. Really? I got a dating question. This ain't the dating show. Well, let me say something to you ladies. You people, don't call into my show off topic. You're never going to get through, and that's rude. Now, I'm trying to be cordial and polite, but you older people know better than 45 years old. You should know better than thinking it's okay to just call and say, well, hey, I don't care what time what? It's 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I want a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich. Go make me an egg McMuffin. When y'all gonna start serving breakfast again? Go to Denny's. They open. Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Hello? Hi, first name?
Brianna.
Brianna?
Yes, Brianna.
Brianna. How are you, Brianna?
How are you?
Good. Did you catch the show?
Hello?
I'm still here. Did you catch the show?
I did catch the show, and this is my first time calling, and I actually just discovered your channel today, and I've been binge watching all day.
Okay, so what did you have on the topic of the colorism thing?
So first, I am 26, and I am a dark-skinned Black woman.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to share my opinion. I just re-entered the dating scene not very long ago, and my experience has been that when you are dating men and when you're meeting men, especially, of high status or just quality men overall, that people are going to have preferences.
Mm-hmm.
And as a grown self-actualized person, I think that it's easier to navigate this market when you accept that fact.
How old are you?
I'm 26.
26. Did you go to college?
I did go to college. I went to school for accounting, and I'm currently studying for my CPA. I work for a Big Four public accounting firm.
Oh, go on with your bad self.
Thank you.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'6".
Dress size?
My dress size 10.
And you said high value man.
Yes.
So if you work for one of the Big Four, yeah, I know them very well. How much did you weigh at your last weigh-in?
My last weigh-in was 160.
All right. So I got to ask, I got to ask, on a scale from 1 to 10, and you cannot use 7, where would you rank your face? Fresh face.
Oh, my face?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Can't use 7.
I would rate, listen, I would rate myself between an 8.5 or 9.5. It really depends on, a man, coming from a man's perspective, your preference.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I have a very particular look as well. So
okay. So hold on.
Yep.
8.5 or 9. All right. So I'll take that right now. All right. But I gotta ask. if you work for a Big Four accounting degree, that's competitive to get into Big Four.
Yeah,
how come
is.
you address
Very.
size 10 instead of address size 4?
Instead of a dress size 4?
Yes.
I was never a dress size 4.
Oh,
I
I'm
think
sorry.
in
Yes, you
high
were.
school,
Yes, you were. You didn't go direct. See, no, I'm gonna talk over me. You didn't go from an infant to a 10. There was a progression. That's how human beings grow.
yeah, I mean, I understand. I am, when I graduated high school, I was a 6.
Okay. But here's the thing, ma'am. I need you to understand my background. I'm an image consultant, and my background is chemical engineering. I thought about going to med school. That was my original goal. So understand something. I understand anatomy and physiology. Human females are not supposed to be the size African American females are in this country.
I agree.
I know. So let's talk that way. Because one of the things that are keeping so many sisters back is your weight. High value men don't deal. Okay, you want to know the kind of men, you want to know the kind of women men want? Look at rich men and look at their women. You ever notice the smaller the woman, the bigger the ring? I mean, we're laughing, man, but we're laughing. We're laughing, but I'm talking to you because you say you work for the. Okay, I need you. Am I on speakerphone?
No, sir.
Okay, so that means when I start talking, let's try to not over talk each other. It makes talk back. So because you're in Big Four, you understand what competitive means, and you're competitive Absolutely. In your career. How are you competitive in the sexual marketplace? Then how do you expect to acquire and keep a high value man if you're not?
Absolutely. I don't want to overtalk you, but yeah, absolutely. I definitely agree with you. And for me, the weight and health thing has so I had a baby when I was 20, and I had health complications. And I've actually, over the past couple of years, have been on a health journey.
Let me stop you right. Let me stop you right there. 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 That's a big thing.
Okay.
You got pregnant in college?
I did. I got pregnant in college, and I took 2 years off.
Okay,
and then I went
so where's the father of the child?
So the father of the child is my ex-husband, and we co-parent our son together.
Okay, so I gotta ask, why aren't y'all married?
To make a very long story short, for 2 reasons. One is we shouldn't have been married in the first place. I think it's something we did not plan to have a kid. And, we wanted to make, or at least I wanted to make, give the child a chance.
Who filed for divorce?
I did.
Why?
I did after we were separated for 2 years.
Why'd you file for divorce?
We were separated for 2 years.
Why'd you file for divorce why'd you separate for 2 years?
So we separated due to, quite frankly, violence and abuse in the relationship.
Were the police involved?
Yes. Yeah.
Was he ever locked up?
Yes, he actually did get arrested at one point.
No, you said we or he?
No, he did.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you co-parent?
Yes.
So he's not a threat to the child?
No, he, after taking some time, he made the choice to, get into some long-term counseling.
And how's that working?
Yeah. And it's working fine. I mean,
the reason I'm asking all these questions, ma'am, and your first name again was?
Brianna.
Let me just whittle it down for you. Having a baby at 20 years old seriously affected your long-term opportunities. High value men are out of the question. High value men Why would a man making $300,000 want a single mother? You're not a baby mama. You're a divorcee. Okay. No shade at that. None at all. You got married young and you had a baby young. You were both immature. But I'm going to tell you, if no one else does, your best bet is to reconcile with your ex-husband. Because he has a better shot on the open market of landing a woman with no children than you have a shot of landing a high value man. You guys got married young and there was violence. I'm going to accept that as it is. Hold on. I'm not going to go into that part of it because you said he's getting help and he's better. And I asked because you said he's co-parenting the child. That means the child is not in danger. A man is a danger to you. You don't co-parent with. That's why I cannot go down that path. I have to go with what's on the ground. Now, that's coming from a man who's just out here. I got to tell you this. Men often say women with children are side chick material at best. I know.
Oh gosh, is that really what they say?
Well, yes, dear, because here's the thing. I mean, let's just go ahead and play this out. Is your child a boy or a girl?
Oh, he is a boy's boy.
A boy's boy. How old is he?
He's 6.
He's 6. Okay. So let's say you mess around and you meet Keith Henry, black man, on partner track at a law firm. You guys got the power couple thing going on, right? And he's 35 and you're 26.
Mm-hmm.
Let's make him 30. Let's make him 33. 33, tall, dark, chocolate, whatever. All the good shit, right? He proposes to you with a 3-carat rock from Tiffany. He's paying for the wedding. All that stuff goes out. You know you don't ever have to work a day in your life. All you have to do is be Miss Henry. Okay? Now, little dude comes home and is in trouble. And he needs a whooping. Can Keith give him a whooping?
Uh-oh. No, he can't. At least that's what the doctors say.
No, well then I suggest you carry your ass on out of the dating market until your child is 18 years old. Because, ma'am, if you think any man worth any salt is going to be a fool like I was and be a stepfather knowing what we know now, you're out of your mind. And there's no man who's high value who's going to go take on another man's responsibility, set you down. Why would he make himself that and then have to take care of your kid and he can't discipline him? So he has all the responsibilities of a father and none of the rights. You plan on having any more children?
No.
No, you don't. So this motherfucker don't even get a kid. No, so the guy don't even get a kid.
Well, not unless I'm married. I'm not.
I said you married. I said you married.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Ma'am, let me just go ahead and read. First of all, reasons why you're side chick material is number one. You're gonna have to give up your single girlfriends to get a high value man. You're gonna likely have to give up your social media because this culture and no, that's too much. High value men don't do women with active social media. Nope. You're gonna have to lose all that weight. Dress size 4 is where you're gonna have to stay, preferably closer to a 2. But you're gonna be a 4 to get a high value man.
Oh wow.
Let me keep going because let me go ahead and give you a full dose of reality. You talk about a man that's making that kind of money. Why would he not just go? He's going to get what he wants. Why would he deal? And you've already had a kid. And even if you were that fine, ain't no man going to put up with not being able to discipline a child in his house. That would be, no, ma'am. That's why I told you better get back with your ex-husband. Because here's the last thing. The money you make, I hope you cool with you only gonna get an allowance. You don't have the checkbook. Would you be willing to move across the country with your high value husband?
Absolutely.
Would you be willing to switch religions?
Absolutely.
But he cannot discipline your child.
Oh no, he can. I just the whipping part.
Yes, the whooping, because see, here's the thing, ma'am.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. You're a woman. You're a woman, and you said your boy is a full boy. So you said but see, the problem is a 7-year-old boy. I'm gonna tell you right now, your little timeouts and things that don't work. He's gonna need his ass whooped.
Okay.
And even
I'm for discipline.
No. You're for. See, no, don't play games with me. You're for discipline. Discipline ain't an ass whooping. Can your ex-husband whoop his own son's ass?
Seldomly.
I said, I wish you would. I said, can he?
Absolutely. I mean, that's his son. I can't,
Can he?
Absolutely. That's his son.
So the man who's the stepfather should be able to do it just as well.
But I think that would be a conversation between.
No, it's not a conversation between him and no, it ain't. No, it ain't a conversation between nobody. He's paying the bills. See, that's why you need to go back to your ex-husband, because a high value man. You think to tell me a man has got to go out and do all this in the world, got to come home and negotiate with your ex-Negro to determine whether or not he can whoop this? No, that's why I said no, ma'am. This is why a lot of times women hear men say, single mother this, single mother that, and you think it's a bunch of hate, a bunch of angry men. But this is the practicality. A man who is in the top 10% of earners, top 5% of earners, top 1% of earners does not have to take a woman who is overweight and has already reproduced a child with another man that he cannot discipline. That is why I said you would do your best bet is to get back with your ex, because high value is nowhere in your future. Everybody wins the lottery, but do you live your life on lottery odds, accountant? Do you live your life on lottery odds, CPA? No, you don't. Whatever your ex was going through, I'm going to say you probably need it too. You need therapy as well. You need therapy. He sounds like he's done some work. You need couples counseling. Put your family back together. Carry y'all's ass over into the sunset and leave the other folks alone. And you'll be happy you did.
I don't want to interject, but I do have a question.
Go ahead.
So, because I, value your opinion, especially as a man.
I know that was hard to hear, but go ahead.
I think I, kind of, like I said, I just re-entered the dating scene, so, I see how it works, and I've kind of experienced it, and I'm, growing to, accept the fact.
So what's the question? I got a couple more people to get in.
So the question is that, even for a man that would not be considered high status, for single mothers, is there, are there any options for them, or are they all side chick material? Or are we just
so basically you're asking, can you get a man who makes less money? I mean, sure, man, but here's the thing. Is that what do you really want that? You want a guy who's driving for Amazon? You want a guy who's making $50,000 a year? No offense to my $50,000 a year guys, but y'all know where I'm going with this. That's what you want?
That's not a priority for me.
No, man. A priority is how much do you make?
Oh, you asking how much I make?
Mm-hmm.
I make $90K a year.
So you are, and the average black man in this country makes 40. You're okay with a man making?
And I understand that. Absolutely.
Okay. All right, man. But see, here's the problem. I hear you, but unfortunately, history in our black community has shown us that far too often, when a woman is making more than a man in general, but in the black community in particular, she abuses him. She emasculates him. You don't respect him. You are not going to respect a man who is not as educated or earning what you earn. And this is the man that you're going to sit in front of your son to say, become like. Come on, man. You don't even have that kind of energy on this phone. See, what you're really trying to say is, damn, I fucked my life up this much. I don't have any other choices other than a man. Yeah, that's what you chose. You chose to have a baby. You've chosen side chick status for the next 12 years. Or you go fix your. See, we should honestly, this country will be better off if we stop allowing women like you to walk out of marriages. No fault divorce is some of the worst things we've had. People should have to marry and stay in their marriage unless there was a real ironclad reason to get out. And if there's a real ironclad reason to get out, you would not be co-parenting with them. You got a son to raise. It ain't about you and hot girl summer. 26, you sound a little bit older. I don't know if it's just you have a deep voice. Maybe I don't know if you hookah or anything like that. But man, you got a man that was married to. You better go figure it out. I mean, it will be best to go figure it out. Or you could watch the Level Up channels and other channels that fill your head full of stuff. But I got a channel full of men. 3,300 people watching, a lot of men over here. And look in the chat room. The men are saying, yes, sis. And it's no insult, man. It was no insult. You loved that man once. You made a son with him. Go back to your family. This should not sound so crazy. Telling a black woman to go back to her husband.
Yeah.
Instead of okay, going out to the club, ride the car carousel, let 10 more guys just hit you up. Do you know what it does to a little boy to see his mama going on a date with somebody knowing daddy's over there? You do know that boy know what you're doing with that man, right? Can he stay at your house? What's going to happen when you down there getting your itch scratched and your son come down the stairs and...
Oh gosh, no!
BS, ma'am, it happens. No, baby boo, no, baby boo, no, baby boo. Believe me, I've been the kid and I've been the other one. It happens. Little boys see other people around their mama, they get defensive. You think he in bed, he gonna go back. Anyway, I got a little show to run. You better get back with your husband while you got time. Erica, Jaja, appreciate it, sis. Keep me posted though. Y'all need to have a conversation.
Absolutely.
Y'all need to have a conversation for your son's sake. Erica, the other woman that just left. Who was that just called? Yeah, tell him walking in, seeing your mama getting a high heart when hell to the
To the no, to the no, 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 hell no, no, to the no, no, hell to the no, no, to the no, no, hell to the no, no, to the no.
Hello.
Hi, Kevin. Hello.
Hi,
Kevin. I've called your show before. I know that you got pretty angry with me a couple of shows ago. But I wanted to speak about the colorism topic that Juliet brought up. I think that colorism is an issue within the Black community. I think that, I understand like Black women, we have really deviated from being feminine and embracing what makes us a woman. And I get that. But I think, I think right now in this show, I don't know, I don't want to like put words in your mouth, but I think you might be downplaying colorism and its effects on Black women and their marriage prospects. Because Juliet, I think, lives in Seattle. Obviously, I live in California, and
all right, okay, here we go. Okay, I'm not downplaying anything. I have dark-skinned clients I have dark-skinned women in my group. How's your dark skin prohibited you from finding a husband?
In my case, I don't think so.
Okay, so I
I've
mean,
had a lot
but I said finding a husband.
Oh,
When was the last time? How many times have you been engaged?
I've never been engaged.
Okay. When was the last time anybody ever seriously talked about marriage to you?
My last boyfriend.
How long were you guys together?
We were together for a year.
Right. And why did it end?
It ended just because he was moving and it just didn't
Right. Just didn't work.
work.
You couldn't move with him, right? See, Erica.
Yeah.
Have you gone to see a therapist yet?
I have, yes.
How long ago?
Maybe last year.
Oh, last year. I think I recommended you go see a therapist, didn't I? Didn't I recommend that to you?
I think you did. I'm just calling in to just talk about the subject.
Right. I know why you want to call to talk in. I know why you want to do that. But I also believe I was very clear on what I said the last time you called. But I wanted to hear you out.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And you're telling me that I downplayed Juliet. Go ahead and tell me how I downplayed it. And here's what I need you to do. I need you to get out of YouTube and start watching the comment section.
Okay.
No, see, you know how this works, but see what I need you to understand is you're proving my point.
Okay.
Yeah, but you want it, you got it. I said I got the ammunition for you, so you want it, you got it.
Okay.
I told you to stop looking into YouTube the last couple of times. You come over here and tell me I'm downplaying Juliet. Please tell me how.
Well, I just feel like colorism is a big part of our community.
But tell me how I downplayed it with Juliet.
Well, I think in Juliet's when she called in, she talked a lot about like society and stuff.
No,
and,
ma'am. No, ma'am. Juliet didn't talk about. She was trying to talk about society, and I got down to her relationships. Did you listen to the show?
I did, yeah.
Oh, right. So did you hear about the 8-month relationship?
Yes.
Did you hear about the 3-year relationship?
I
Did you hear when her father tried to help her find a man in the African community, and the men were trying to holler at her and trying to talk to her, but yet she was too busy with her damn dissertation or whatever? Did you hear that?
I did.
So what are you telling me about the problem with this woman in colorism?
Well, I just, no matter like what she said, I do believe colorism.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I'm sorry, ma'am. It does matter what she said. See, far too many of you dark-skinned women who have antisocial tendencies. See, you can smile that smile, but there's something off with you, ma'am.
I think I'm a little nervous.
No. You're not nervous. You know you're in the wrong. How many times did you call my show?
I think maybe this is the 3rd time I'm calling
No,
in.
it's not.
Okay, well, I just called to just talk about this topic.
And what happened the last time you called my show?
I think you got upset and angry. I just called
You
in to
think
talk
I
about
got
this
upset?
topic.
You think I got upset? What did I say?
Well, you yelled at me.
What did I say?
You yelled.
And it's funny to you. This is funny. It's funny, huh?
No.
It's funny. What did I say?
I can't remember.
Really?
Exactly.
You haven't watched the rebroadcast of what I said?
I don't think so.
Really? I don't believe that.
No.
And you didn't watch, and you were in that show. And you didn't hear what I said. What was the overall tone of what I said?
You sounded kind of angry, but I guess I wouldn't have called in. I'm just calling because of this topic. And I
Yeah, but
thought,
what did I say? Don't keep going back to why you want to. What did I say?
I don't recall. I'm
Really?
sorry.
So,
No.
right. Something's off with you, lady.
I'm sorry you feel that way.
No, that's not I don't have to live your life.
No. Well, I just called in to talk about the subject. That's all.
No. That's not why you could.
That's all I have to say.
Yeah,
Thank you, Kevin.
no. I tell you this though, don't call back to my show again. See, I let that mess go on for a long time. Let me tell you what's wrong with that woman and so many women like her. It's not your dark skin, ma'am. It's your answer. It is your mental standpoint. This woman keeps calling my show. She's called my show on camera, off camera, trying to cover up her voice. And the last time she called, I said, ma'am, this is the third time you called my show in addition to the first time. I let you talk twice. I told you the last time you need to book your one-on-one session. You said that's what you're going to do. And she didn't do it. Then she called in to ask basically the same question she's been asking me several different ways. And I told her, don't call me anymore. You're wrong for doing this. But again, black women like her think that the entitlement with some of these women, they think that they should get something they don't. Now, this is the same woman who said a Hispanic man was calling her some sort of racial slur. And I let you guys sit there and look at her. Did y'all not see the cuckoo? Something's wrong with you, ma'am. The screws are loose. And the reason you can't sustain a relationship is you need therapy. Psychological counseling. There is no way a woman who purports to be intelligent will continue to do this. And I'm going to say it this way. I have heard far too many of the women who talk about colorism who sound borderline mentally challenged. I've heard guys say these women sound crazy. She's not the fire and brimstone kind, but remember Sharon Leal with the humps and the bump? Remember that one? Seriously. I'm trying to be nice as possible, but no. She can still get it. Let me talk to you guys. Let me tell you something. You guys talking about she can still get it? Here's the problem with brothers, man. You don't insert your penis in crazy. That's y'all's problem. Guys that will mess with her, date her, deal with her, you're a part of the problem. See, we used to at least have some pride as a people to treat people who were a little bit off politely, but we would not interact with them. We're supposed to have more dignity. You're only supposed to deal with women on your mental acuity level. There's something amiss here. And I'm going to use this to benefit the show. It is not your skin color. She was still going to sit here and try to tell me, well, I downplayed Juliet and da-da-da-da. She wasn't talking about Juliet. She's projecting and talking about her. Just like most women, her and Juliet are the same side, different sides of the same coin. Something is amiss up there to where their therapists and their counselors are saying, you got a defeatist mentality. You got this, you got that. No, it's my skin. It's my skin. No, it's my skin. Well, no, ma'am, you've had it up. No, it's my skin. It has to be my skin. No, ma'am. Well, it has to be my skin. See, it's my skin. It's always my skin. See, crazy. We've taken that word out of proper polite communication. But we need to bring it back. Telling you, I mean, don't be dealing with women like that. At your own trouble. Hello. Minister Jap did a show. Oh, no. Evelyn, see, my goal today was to do the show was to actually have an honest, a conversation about this topic in a respectful way. And for the most part, I think we've accomplished that. The last person, I'm going to say it again, ma'am, if you cannot call my show again. Let me get this back. See, we have allowed in the Black community, we have taken shame and competition off the table. We've taken shame off the table for the women, and we've taken competition off the table for the men. But see, I put show your work and competition back up there, so men who are working and competitive, you can actually demand more. And I will say it again, round it back up. Is it your skin or is it your attitude? Are you competitive for what these men want? What's going on up in Seattle? That one was in San Francisco. See, that's that Pacific Northwest area. That Pacific Northwest area, it's like lead in the water or something down there. And why can't you keep a man? And what have you done to improve yourself? See, I've told that woman who called in, that was on my show, she has yet to book her session, and she can afford it. She just don't want to pay for it. She wants it for free. Hello?
Hey, can you hear me?
I certainly can. Your first name?
Jasmine.
I'm waiting for you to talk about us light skin and time. Hi, Jasmine. How are you?
I'm good.
How old are you?
22.
Uh-oh. What do you got for me on this subject?
I think colorism is definitely a real thing. It does affect Black women and Black men.
Okay. How is it affecting you? How is it affecting you?
I think all is fair in love and war. So if you're not beating out the competition, you might not get picked. So you just have to try to get the best that you can get. And I'm trying that right now, but I'm not married yet.
Okay. So how do you square those two positions?
I guess getting better at dating.
Well, not get better. I mean, you said that you think colorism is a thing and it affects Black women. Okay. How's it affecting you? And you basically said
as the better choice to the men around. Makeup, exercise.
How does colorism affect a competitive woman?
I think it affects the society as a whole.
No, ma'am.
It
No, ma'am. No, did you hear the question?
Can you repeat it?
How does colorism affect a competitive woman?
I think it affects it affects the Black woman's perception.
How does colorism affect a singular competitive?
It doesn't.
Thank you.
It doesn't.
It doesn't. There you go. Appreciate it. Hello.
Hi, hello.
Hi.
Hi, Kevin. How are you? Or I should say, how are you holding up?
I'm all right. How are you?
Okay. I'm good. Thanks for asking.
Your first name is?
I'm Jaja.
And how old are you?
I'm about to turn 24.
24. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from the Midwest.
Midwest. If you don't tell me, no, that's not how we do that. Where are you calling from?
I'm from Texas.
Texas is in the South. Where are you from? Give me a city.
From Houston.
From Houston. Okay, what do you got for me on the topic?
So I won't take up that much because I know this topic's about colorism, but I wanted to address your point that you were saying earlier about improving. That's all I wanted to talk about.
Now, are you a black woman?
Yes.
But you're not going to address colorism. Are you a dark-skinned black woman?
No.
All right. Well, can't do that right now, but I appreciate it. Call back on the right show. I'm not going to allow a light-skinned black woman to talk about a dark colorism show. That's wrong. See, you non-dark-skinned women calling in on a colorism show is like a white person calling in on a Black Lives Matter show. Even when you're right, you're wrong. And the last thing, if y'all don't stop calling my show with this, I'm from the Midwest, you're going to tell me where you calling from, or you better make some shit up, and you better be able to stick to your line. The truth is the easiest. Tell me where you're calling from and give me your real name. That's polite. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to do that. See, I'm not going to toy this subject of colorism. I'm not going to toy with it. I'm not going to be insulting about it because I know there are some people that have very strong feelings about this. I'm not going to minimize it by playing with it. I'm going to address it, but I said it at the beginning. We're going to do this in a certain way. And I hope I've done that through this show. Now, there has to be some room for levity, from humor, for this, that. But there has to be some serious points. But overall, the final call, the second to the last caller, I asked the question, how does colorism affect a singular competitive woman? And she said, what? It doesn't. Ergo, if you want a better outcome, you best to get competitive. And if I've heard women tell women, other women, you don't have to compete. You have to compete. Black men got to compete for you. And yeah, all right. Notice these women aren't single. If you're single, you're going to have to compete, especially if you want a high value man. Southwest Texas is it's considered the South. There's no Southwest. Texas is considered the South. But Negroes always got to be contrary. Gotta always be contrary. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to see if I can read through some of these super chats and some of these cash apps because YouTube is finally getting this system back on. Shout out to John C. Evans for the light skin stripper fun. Shout out to Big Dog Andre and Hatchet. Let me see if I can get over here. We're getting there though. These things are new. People are still trying to figure out how to do this show thing. We're getting there. Let me see if I can see some of the bigger activities. Well, it's not pulling up. So, hey, but I will say this. Thank you, Juliet. Thank you to Juliet. We almost made our goal. Oh, we did. We made our $1,000 goal. Juliet, thank you we made $1,210 towards the light skinned stripper big booty goal. Thank you, Juliet. Now it's time to go until the next show. And good night. Light skinned big booty strippers. Light skinned big booty strippers. Make it clap, make it clap, make it clap.
you, bitch.
Oh, new fragrance from Dior, Oud Rosewood. Review coming tomorrow. Video on frames dropping in an hour. Just dope. Good stuff. Big booty stripper fun. Thank you, Juliet. She made it rain. Join me on Patreon for videos you will only see there. When they're up, they're up. When they're gone, they're gone. What are Will and Jada doing up there? Gone. Join me on IG for videos you will only see in the frat room. You'll enjoy those. Email me at info@bykevinsamuels.com for your show ideas or to book your one-on-one consultation. Go directly to bykevinsamuels.com. You don't have to email me about booking a session. Just go there and book a session. Respect my inbox. Do we say? No, I'm not gonna say they're not smart. I'm not gonna do that, bro. I'm not gonna insult a bunch of women like that. So tell you You know what decreases options? Bad attitude. You know what decreases options? Lack of femininity. Lack of cooperation. Lack of submission. A lack of beauty. Weighing too much. I got plenty of black women in my group that got plenty of options. And one keep getting flued out. Well, I don't want to hear it. Till the next time, good night.